to walk you through this book called Comets by Franklin M. Brand. The nucleus of a comet, which is the main part, is sometimes referred to as a snowball. And a snowball, or nucleus, may only be a few miles across. But when the sun heats the snowball, much of it is changed to gases and dust. The gases expand and form the comet's head, which may be thousands of miles across. The comet may also have a tail, made of gases and dust. It can be millions of miles long. Comets go around the sun, but they do not go around in circles like planets do. The path or orbit of a comet is a flattened circle, like the shape of a beach ball when you sit on it. See, this is a comet's path. This is a comet's path, and that's a planet's path. Very different. When a comet gets close to the sun, some of the dust and gases are pushed away from its head. The dust and gases stream away into space like hair. They make the comet's tail. People used to call comets long-haired stars. The sun gives off light. We all know that, but also throws off tiny little parts of itself, even tinier than atoms. These particles are the particles that push the dust and gases away from the head of a comet. That's why the tail always points away from the sun. When the comet is moving towards the sun, the tail is behind the head. But when a comet moves away from the sun, the tail is in front of the head. But it's still called a tail. A comet moves fast in its trip around the sun, but when we see it, the comet does not seem to move. That's because it's so far away. The moon moves fast, but when you look at it, you can't see any motion. That's because the moon is far away. Here it shows 4 nights and it looks like it's moving. For maybe 3,000 years, or even a lot longer, Halleys Comet has been in orbit. Julius Caesar, the Roman general, saw it in 87 BC when he was 13 years old. And people saw it in 1835 when Mark Twain was born. He is the man who wrote Tom Sawyer. The comet appeared again in 1910, and that's when Mark Twain died. I think that's pretty weird. Edmund Halley, an English astronomer, saw the comet in 1682. He discovered that the comet moves around the sun in an orbit shaped like an ellipse. He also said it would return 76 years later, and it did. That's why the comet is named after him. Before Halley told them, people thought comets just wandered around the sky. Halley lived about 300 years ago. In those days, many people were afraid of comets. They thought a comet was warning that something terrible was soon to occur. There might be a war, or a flood, or a famine. Perhaps there would be an earthquake. Others thought comets spread poison gases around the earth. Comets were called disasters. The word disaster means evil star. Dis means evil, and aster means star. Comets are visitors that we see every once in a while, so they are exciting. But now we know that comets cannot make terrible things happen. There are millions, maybe even billions or trillions of comets in our solar system. New ones are forming all the time. Way out beyond the sun, and the planets, there is a big cloud of dust and gases surrounds the solar system. Scientists believe that comets are formed from the dust and gases in this cloud. Over here we have a clump forming. It's very hard to see, but it's forming inside the dust and gas cloud. Then Jupiter pulls on it. Jupiter is a giant planet and has strong gravity. Its gravity pulls the clump out of the cloud. See, here's the cloud, the clump. There's Jupiter way over there. I don't understand how its gravity can pull a clump way over here. The clump is then pulled into the solar system. Goes into orbit around the sun, because the sun has even stronger gravity than Jupiter. It has become a comet. Every time a comet goes around the sun, the comet loses a part of itself. Gases and dusts are pulled out of the comet. So when a comet is gone, it doesn't just leave. It has its path still there, of dust and gas. And those are the facts I learned in comets.